proposed budget. And so why don't we start that budget workshop now? I don't know if we have anybody in the audience who wants to, who's here on the budgets, on the not-for-profits. I know, wasn't someone coming, Kevin? Oh, yeah, okay. Kevin, why don't we just go through tentatively what we've got?
Okay, one of the not-for-profits that is included in the budget is the Malta Seniors. We received an informal request from Kathy Eitzman at the last meeting. She had indicated that they would be going forward with a request of $10,000. That $10,000 has been included in the tentative budget. We also should make a note that we do provide a $17,000 senior discount line item as well for seniors wishing to participate in programming up at the community center at reduced prices. So that is, so if a registration costs, say $20, I think it's a 50% reduction for seniors. Along the senior line item, also, we provide funding for Care Links, which is a not-for-profit organization within town that helps the seniors, various aspects of their lives. They go into their homes and help them out. We increase that line item from where we had it last time, which was, I believe it was $6,000 up to $8,100 because we're providing an additional $2,100 to fund a wellness express van. Yeah, to provide transportation for residents of Malta that utilizes this this aspect of the Care Links program. Our funding is comparable to other funding in the neighboring towns as well.
So 8,100 in total, 6,000 Care Links and 21 for wellness van.
Correct.
And that does compare to other municipalities our size?
Yes.
Am I looking at to provide a chart here? Is this or see that what we should do? As to how much money?
I believe so.
Because I would like to see that, because some of my seniors have had difficulty with transportation.
An increase from the 6,000. We have Park and Half Moon are in for 15,000 and 12,500. And their usage is 133 for Crystal Park and 50 for Half Moon. Our usage is 128, so our usage is comparable to Clifton Park, whereas Clifton Park's funding is 2.5 times what we put in.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that data, and I would like it, because I do hear from my seniors that they're having difficulty with transportation to different things, so I'll make sure that they do connect and use it more.
Is Andy here? Gilpin? Andy, would you like to speak on behalf of Care Links?
Sure. So.
Why don't you step up to the podium? Okay.
Hello and good evening, everybody. I'm Andy Gilpin. I'm the new Executive Director for Captain Community Human Services, and Care Links and Wellness Express are part of what we do and our senior services. So I really appreciate the consideration for increasing our budget with that, because we have seen a growing demand in and around the county, particularly with the town. And to speak to your point, we would love to continue to try to provide more services. This would really help us in that way, that we can increase the amount of resources we can put towards it. Our greatest hope is that we can use and leverage some of this funding for another van. I mean, that's what we really need. And if we can show that the towns are supporting this, and we can go out and seek additional support to get another van, because what we really need to do is add an additional driving resource for folks. So
If you could somehow get me a link or
sure.
information, because I know that we've had some difficulties with transportation.
Yeah, it's the big demand right now. There's so many seniors in and around Saratoga County. We try to be as equitable as possible with all the different towns. And we do know that there's a lot of services for Malta, particularly with dialysis. That's taking up a lot of our usage right now. So if we can increase capacity, it's going to help us meet that need for sure.
Well, how does somebody access your services? If I'm a senior, do they just call Carolyn's and send me a
Yeah.
ride?
Yeah, so basically that's as simple as it gets. We have a dedicated phone number for it, but we also can have any one of our branch offices, they can call, we can connect them right to Care Links and Wellness. We pick up the phone and there's a person they talk to. They don't have to go through any kind of prompts or email or, website or anything like that. But it's on our captaincares.org, our website, if they want to research that. But it's just a matter of contacting us directly and then we set up the ride. We have a number of volunteers that help support that program as well. But the Wellness Express really is a driver-based program. So if we can increase our capacity there, we can get some more time to dedicate to the town and to help out. So
On that, it looks, am I reading these numbers right? It looks like we use roughly half of the
Yeah.
Wellness Express rides.
yes,
During that 6-month period mentioned.
yes.
Provided none of the funds for wellness.
That is correct. We're really looking to, and that's one of the things that we've talked about. The town has a lot of usage with particularly dialysis and some other runs and things like that. It's hard it's hard for us to free up space for other towns right now. So we want to try to make sure we meet the need, one, but also try to increase capacity overall for this. But yes, town is utilizing it right now, and we would like to try to.
I mean, let's be candid, this is pretty unfavorable set of statistics in terms of Malta. We're receiving way more than our share of your services here, in proportion to how much we're funding. I mean, it's not even close.
There's some funding from the county, right?
Yep, obviously the
Yeah.
aging helps. and
Right.
it was-
It's all shown here.
Yeah.
But in proportion to the other towns and villages, our funding is low.
But we love to serve the residents when they call. We want to try to make every connection we possibly can. So yeah, when the town does it, when town residents do call, we try to meet that need. So to your point, that's why we're hopefully asking for a little bit more to help support that, to really grow that program and continue, because we only know senior services are going to continue to be in demand. Saratoga County has I'm sure the population data coming out from the census will confirm all of this, but next 5 years, we're going to see tremendous growth with senior population.
And I'll be in it.
There you go. Well, maybe we can help that. Yeah.
Maybe I won't get there though. You never know.
Yeah.
I think one of the things with the other towns is they have vans, like Half Moon has a van, Clifton Park has a van, I think. And so, and they get funding for those vans through the county.
Yeah.
That was one of the issues we were just discussing at the county budget level.
And I hope I understand that better. I hear your point, but how does that affect? We're still using the service way more than the other folks that fund it, the other municipalities that fund it, and we're contributing way less than.
Yeah, I just, my sense is, and I don't know the actual numbers, John, but my sense is that they get money for their van. We get money for, other types of transportation from the county, and we use the money for this rather than the van. So I think some of it gets evened out in that. I don't know the actual details or anything, but yeah, it's certainly good for Malta.
Yeah, I'd be interested in the details, because we're heavily dependent on this. This is the first time I really had a tangible sense as to where we stood with our usage and proportionate contribution with the other municipalities. It's not fair, really.
And I appreciate Kevin with the follow-up question he had for that. We wanted to get some more information, so I'm glad we could present that. We haven't presented that in the past. I apologize, but yeah, I'm glad that can help raise some awareness around what our need is. So thank you.
And is there a
Yeah.
chance that you and I could sit down and talk sometime? Because
Sure.
we have 261 members, and that's what I hear, is they don't have transportation to dialysis, to the medical, to shopping, anything like that. So I'm either not getting the right number, or I'm talking to the under some who don't use your service.
Yeah, we can
So,
definitely do
we
that.
can try to connect, so I can make sure that
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Andy, how long has the Wellness Express funding been separated out from CareLinks funding? Has that been, is that relatively short or has it always been there? And
I can really only comment to about 2019 because Captain Youth and Family Services, we merged with Burnt Hills Boston Lake Community Human Services and brought on their program. So the senior services through CareLinks and Wellness were brought on in 2019. And historically, they've had those two separated.
okay,
Um,
so 2019 Wellness was a component of Boston, really, as opposed to CareLinks. And then 2019, they kind of merged.
Right.
And then we ended up going into a pandemic budget last year in that, so that's kind of explaining, we
Yeah.
were really looking at maintaining our expenses in prior years. And this year I did solicit the additional information as he asked for additional funding for this newer program. And that's why we got this chart of usage related to trips being used by Malta residents.
Your request us is $9,500 for your letter,
I believe so. I didn't bring the letter with me. I'm sorry.
Yes.
and we're currently at an 8,100 number.
Yeah. And when we connect, I could provide all that. So
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'll have a card here somewhere, I'm sure. Thank you very much, everybody. And if there's any other questions,
Thank you.
Any other questions for on these two, seniors or CareLinks? Thank you very much. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thanks.
Did you have a question, Kathy?
Yes, my apologies for not getting you my data or my letter. I don't know, the seniors are keeping us awfully busy. We did have election today with 116 people. So I will get that letter and all the data. We got a membership update today, 261 members.
Do we need that? Do we need that data?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
It was requested. I have
Okay.
no problem. The last year, last part of 2020, the first part of 2021, I had that as far as financials and our membership and who we're serving. I have to say, one of the things I'm most proud of this year is that I would say the majority of our membership, and we've had a lot of people join, are from Malta. And they just found out about us, and I think that's awesome. So your guys are getting the words out, and I appreciate that.
I will say it's unbelievable how just this year since we started meeting again and everything, the number of people that are actually coming to meetings. And of course, today the event was great and well attended and food was delicious.
Kathy, what would you say is the percentage Malta residents versus non-Malta residents?
Yeah, I was gonna
I could probably get you that. I would say it's probably 80, 85 at least. It's pretty high.
Good.
And then another majority is right across the border,
Right.
Melton, Boston. The village of Boston, the town of Melton and the town of Boston, we've kind of said, okay, we're gonna make you part of us because we
Right.
were all together at one time. And my goal as a senior group is I would like to see us combine services with Saratoga, with Boston and Milton, so that we're all sharing all of our services. So we're not scheduling the same trips and going to the same places. Let's set all different places so people can go to different things and meet everybody's needs. So Alyssa has been great, and you guys also for providing us rooms up there. And we're having more and more activities up there, which is perfect. And I'm really excited to get them together. If any of you have instruments in your closets, guitars, ukuleles, mandolins, pull them out because we're going to start a picking session here. pretty soon. We all can play. We're not sure about woodwinds or any of that harmonica works. So keep that in mind. We will be starting something like that. So we're always trying to do a little something different. And I appreciate Kevin and Darren reaching out to me about storage. So I will meet with you tomorrow. I'll pull out all our stuff. You can see all our stuff and we can figure out where to put it.
Kathy, you have a harmonica. I can play 3 songs, one of which is the Molson Export Ale from the 1980s.
Oh, man. Well, we had Sam the Mule and Gary Canal today. Could we do that one? I mean, but yeah, we'll work on it.
missed it.
Work on it. Any other questions of me as a senior?
Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks very much. Okay, any other questions on the NFP part of this budget?
We still have some more.
Yeah, to go through.
Okay. It
You
sounds
want to
like
talk
you're
about
ending.
Bark? You want to talk about Bark?
Yes. The next topic might is any representative from Bark here? I did reach out to Nora, and I won't try to pronounce her last name. She's the executive director. Informed her they had requested a budgetary request of 24,320. Prior years, we were providing 19,440. Upon analyzing their financial statements and information they presented, the tentative budget provides for a funding of $22,000.
And that's based on enrollment. right, Kevin?
Yes.
Basically just a proportional enrollment with the other towns.
Yes. We did lower our contribution based upon a review of their financial statements and where they sat as far as cash on hand and so forth. So we brought their request down to $22,000.
Their executive director didn't want to talk to us face to face.
Apparently not. So I did reach out to her to informed her that you guys, what the funding was being presented as in the tentative budget. Informed her of the date and time. So
In the past, my discussions with her, she's been very appreciative of Malta's quickness in getting them the money and our dealings with them. So
Do you happen to know, Kevin, I know you have families in the soccer program. How does their soccer program match up against what we do over
their soccer programs, all recreational. Any that's all club. So you got a modest registration fee over here. You have volunteer coaches. You got refs that are teenagers to ref games. You know, you teach them some basic soccer skills, and you know, it is like a we'll call it the let's call it the minor leagues, maybe, where kids are learning soccer, and if they do have an interest, and the kid wants to learn more, he moves towards the club level, and you know, the parents start that, open their wallets and also devote more time. You know, the recreation program, I think you had 2 days a week. You had a weekday and then a Saturday, usually, you know, a couple practices a week and a couple little games. So it was all fun.
Yeah, it was non-competitive. And they
Right.
start out as little kids.
Yep.
any other questions on Bark? All right, what's next, Kevin?
We got a late funding request from the Malta League of Arts. Requesting $1,000. We received this after the tentative budget had been prepared. So there is no money in the tentative budget currently for the Malta League of Arts. Is any representative here from Malta League of Arts?
I don't see anybody.
Are they- I know heard presentations many years ago. Are they corporation and do they have?
It states in their letter in June 2011, the Malta League of Arts received 501c3 status and was determined a public charity.
But are they, I realize they have charitable status, but are they a corporation or what?
They indicate they're a corporation.
They do.
Yeah. In their letterhead. So,
And they have memberships. So it's a membership organization
Yeah.
also.
Oh, yeah, it does incorporate.
So one of the things that we spoke, I brought up at our previous budget workshop, and something that came from our discussion vis-a-vis economic development is the potential to consider some work on some signage planning and development, that maybe there can be a specific programmatic activity that might be able to be attached with the League of Arts, that might make sense. Perhaps that's beyond their sort of their scope and focus, but I think that would be a worthwhile discussion to be had there, to see what their capabilities and interests might be, and if there's some linkage that could be realized, there's certainly, I know they're an organization that's looking to sort of evolve and grow, and there might be an opportunity there.
So-
I think at this point, that's probably above where they are organizationally. They have, they do programs. So they did the plein air program in Round Lake a couple of years ago, which is bring in outside artists to, and to do classes. And they had, I can't remember what some of the other things we talked about at their meeting. They had instructional things. During the pandemic, they actually bought and passed out art supplies for kids because they had some Global Foundries Foundation money, so.
I mean, I've got an open mind about it.
Yeah.
We need to see a few pieces of paper. We don't have a budget, statement, no mission,
Yeah.
no indication of what the funding is for.
I'll reach out to them, John, and see if I can get, I've been meeting with the president, so I'll reach out to her and see if we can get some more information about what their intent is, so. For us.
Okay, sounds good. Any other questions on Malta League of Arts? All right, we talked about ambulance last week. That was dealt with. Anything left, Kevin?
The other thing, it's not a not-for-profit, but it also isn't a department. But they do have a request in the community garden request. I did extend an invitation to them. And I've had some discussions with Jen, who's been in close contact with them regarding, they're looking for additional funding for a fence.
And what we, I mean, I think they were asking for $17,000 for a fence, and, our suggestion is that they, look to some possible grant opportunities with some of the insurance companies, CDPHP, et cetera, that might have some grant offerings for this kind of a project, before we wind up, entertaining a piece of the budget in that amount. But, open it up for the board, see how you feel about that.
I mean, it's a great program and great group of volunteers who are doing it, but I mean, they're just there kind of on a temporary basis, right? I don't think we want them to put stuff you put in the ground and anchor concrete there. It seems like some more affordable options if it's concern over animals, treating in the garden. It seems to me like there's some more affordable options, T-posts and heavy duty chicken wire. That's what we do with my place.
It would be nice to have something that looks a little better than what's out there, but I think you must be from the garden.
Yes, I'm Tom Nicholson. I handle the grants and the marketing for the community garden, and we submitted that request because the current fence is really a combination of chicken wire and plastic fencing, and it's broken, it's weathered, it's held together by zip ties and all kinds of other things. And what we were looking for was a chain link fence to have the current fence removed and have a chain link fence put in. The corner posts at each of the corners and the posts that are on either side of the gates that are there are already embedded in concrete. So we do have the corners in. What we're looking for is to replace the plastic with chain link. And the prices of chain link have gone up like 30% over the last year, just based on one of the estimates that we had received. So we are looking for that money and would like to do it now before the prices go up any higher than what they already have. One option we could do, and I was just investigating this tonight, is to replace all that fencing with wire fencing. It would cost a lot less than $17,000 and possibly have it installed by town employees so that we don't have a contractor coming in to do that. That is something we could investigate. The fencing itself, I estimated, would be about $2,500. Plus you'll need the connectors to connect it to the T-posts and the corner posts. and plus the labor to install it all. The one thing that we wouldn't have with that is a large opening or a large gate to allow equipment in, because we regularly get deliveries of compost and then have that rototilled into the soil. So we would have to figure out how to do that too. And I'm not quite the person to do that. I'm not that kind of engineer, but we can certainly look at less the expensive options, although we do think the chain link would be the best option of all.
All right, any questions? Any other discussion on this one? Okay, thank you very much. We have it, and we'll definitely consider that request. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some of it by selling zucchini.
Well, I was going to sell some of our tomato sauce, but I dropped it. My wife is going to wash my speakers and wash.
Hey, thanks for your work on that, on the garden too. It's turned out to be really quite a popular addition to, the community, because seems to be well used.
Yeah, it is. The usage is such now that the $500 in supplies, it's $500 in labor that we receive from the town. It's almost offset by the number of gardens we have. We just need a couple more. We would be offsetting that completely.
Fair enough. Thank you. And that does it on our not-for-profits, right, Kevin? Or do we have any more? I think that does it. All righty, we'll close the workshop. And if everyone would stand and join me in a salute to the flag and a silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Thanks very much. The first item on our agenda tonight in the meeting is acceptance of the town clerk minutes from September 27th. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anyone on the town board have any announcements or statements?
Just very briefly, Darren, as many of you know, as we started October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I just wanted to highlight this, 255,000 women in the United States are diagnosed with breast cancer annually. And early detection is the key to treatment and survival. In New York State, there's no copay for mammographies, for annual mammographies. And it's an issue that has landed far too close to home for me. I just wanted to raise this as awareness and encourage any of those ladies who may be of the appropriate age to please make sure that you're getting your mammogram and getting after it to make sure you had that off at the pass.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Any other board members? Department heads. We have reports and everything, but does anyone have anything to add to that? I think we're good. Okay, comments or questions from town residents? Would anyone like to address the board? We'll have another session at the end. If anyone hears something that they'd like to talk about with the board, but now is also an opportunity. Okay, thank you. Town board business. First item on the agenda tonight is the Fire Companies of Malta FCOM agreement to set the public hearing for October 25th at 6. Do we?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The second item on the agenda is to set a public hearing for a proposal to opt out of real property tax law, section 487, regarding exemptions for certain energy systems, primarily solar.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item on the agenda is to take advantage of a notice in 2021 from the IRS as a result of the pandemic for employees to to allow them to make a change or revoke an existing election for flex spending accounts, and also to roll over their flex spending account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Just a
All in-
question, Kevin, there's any budget impact on this or anticipated budget impact on this? This is just for their own funds, right?
Just for their own funds.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. The next one is a change in the appraisal for the PDR program for the Gannett property.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item on the agenda is to award a bid for the maintenance truck.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. The next item on the agenda is to accept the controller's audit for Justice Fossey.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next one is to appoint two members of the emergency response team, the CERT members. That'll
So-
be Laura Krumack and Laura Principe.
So moved.
Discussion?
Do we have a restriction that only people named Laura can be named to this team?
I looked at it and wondered if it was a typo, but no such restriction. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, Kevin, any of the budget transfers warrant specific attention here?
I don't think so unless the board has any questions.
Can I just have 1 second here? I just want to take a quick glance.
The increase to highway garage equipment is for, we're replacing a garage door. And with the replacement of that one door, we're gonna take the panels from the remaining good panels off the old doors and use them for other doors to prolong those lives. So,
It's general fund expense, not highway.
yeah.
Okay, I'm all set. Thanks.
All right, do we have a motion to, for the resolution on these budget
So
transfers?
moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, any other town business? Hearing none. Any other comments or questions from town residents? Would anyone like to address the board? All right, we can entertain a
Move we
motion.
adjourn?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?